Tonight's postgame show is brought to you by the Pittsburgh Sports Report, Pittsburgh's premier sports publication. Pick up your copy today. Visit them on the web at pittsburghsportsreport.com. Chris Shovlin with Ellis Cannon. We're here at Burco Stadium in Montour tonight, and it was all Central Valley. Final score 38-0. The Warriors of head coach Mark Lyons, and what a night for Mr. Whitehead tonight, Mr. Cannon.
Certainly had a big night. 15 carries, 101 yards, a touchdown, and, of course, 2 punt returns, 1 for a touchdown, 94 yards. So give him a total all-purpose of 195. He's the PSR player of the game.
And he's with us right now here on Xfinity TV on demand. And, Jordan, how did it feel out there tonight? It looked like you were ready to go from the start.
Well, the last couple years that we've been playing Montour, they've been a rivalry game back and forth, and our coach told us just this is one of the teams that are our biggest rival, and go out here and take it like it's our last game.
Now, Jordan, you got a smile on your face. Your coach says you got a great demeanor. You always have a smile on your face, but in addition to the gifts that you have, you also love the process and working hard. You're growing up more and more as a man, seemingly before our eyes. Talk about the fun maybe you're having playing offense, even though you're projected to be a defensive player at the next level.
Well, in high school, offense is fun, and kick return, special teams, all that, just to help my team out. And during practice, we just have fun every day, and we go at it with each other and just have fun.
Jordan, tell me about your vision. We're watching a replay of your 61-yard punt return. It was the 4th play of this game. You scored a touchdown. You had a 31-yard punt return a little bit later on. We're watching that right now as well. But tell me about your vision and what you're looking for while you're returning that ball upfield against the opposition.
Well, we have a specific play. We have a wall left. So all I have to do, my job is to go outside the wall. And our blockers are trailing, and while their players are running towards me, they're getting blindsided by our teammates. And they had great blocks and cut back and scored.
You know, Coach has been pushing for consistency offensively. Talk about getting that big run there to open up the scoring and perhaps right off the bat set the theme that this wasn't going to be a night where you're going to allow Montour to get some confidence.
Well, it's always good to get a quick jump because that gives your team confidence and makes us go harder. And their team, even though we score first, they come up and try, but we have a mentality that we just scored and we're going to do good things all game.
Hey, Jordan Whitehead, it's a pleasure watching you play football. Thanks for joining us tonight.
Thank you.
All right. Fine young man right there, and well-spoken young man right there as well. As, boy, he had a tremendous night, particularly on special teams. I mean, that really stands out with what he did in the punt return game. That's why I wanted to see what he looks for as he returns that ball downfield, and very confident in his return.
That's a great question you asked, and a great point you established. And talking to Lucero this week, he said, look, there's certain guys you game plan for. It's as simple as that, and we've got a game plan for them in all 3 phases. And you can game plan all you want, but ultimately it has to be played out. And tonight it was a difficult night to be able to control him. I mean, he wasn't ultra explosive offensively, but he had over 100 yards rushing, and as we pointed out, that in the special teams was more than enough tonight.
All right, it's our Pittsburgh Sports Report post-game show, and we have the head coach of the Central Valley Warriors, Mark Lyons, with us here tonight. Mark, it's a very short history that your club has, but you're doing some big things on that football field. Another big victory tonight, and we just talked to our PSR player of the game, Jordan Whitehead. If you will, talk about him, comment on him, and how coachable he is.
You know what a joy to have on your football team. Besides being a great football player, he's such a super kid. He takes coaching so well. He comes to the practice field, comes to the game field every day with a great smile on his face, and that's contagious through the rest of our guys. And he's got a great work habit, but his personality, I think, rubs off on a lot of guys.
Coach, congratulations on the big win. Just talking individually, you wanted to take care of Cole Masick tonight, and you did an effective job at that. You wanted to allow Jordan to go out and make plays, and you did that. But as a team, you wanted more consistency. And right before the halftime, you spoke with us, and you said, look, you want to be able to come out and do some more things. And you were up and down, uneven in the first half offensively. You came out in the third quarter, owned it. You finished strong. I suspect you're getting closer to that goal.
Well, yeah, I guess if I can predict that every time, Alice, that right before the half that's going to happen, I'll do that more often. But, those are the adjustments we wanted to do. And you can tell, you can understand the ebb and flow of this game, and we didn't have it in the second quarter. We got it right off the coin toss. We go 3 and out, and then Jordan gives us a punt return. But we talked about that, not only our staff but our players. And, that's what's nice about this football team. They recognize those things, the importance of the flow of the game, getting in a little rhythm, and they knew that, and they welcomed the challenge, and they put it on their shoulders.
I have a feeling that challenge was heard at halftime, undoubtedly. But you also spoke a lot to me this week about the team having a presence, a perspective. They don't buy into the hype. They worked out the summer by themselves. Talk a little bit about this group and how mature they are.
You know what? Just about it. They're such an even kill type of guys. They're not a raw. You come to our practice, you come to our pregame, and you don't know if we're playing the #1 team in the state or who we're playing. They go about their business. Biggest thing about all of these guys is they're very coachable. They're close. They want to see each other succeed, and that's what's special about these guys. They're unselfish. When you got, your coaches will tell you, it's not always the best talented team. It's the best chemistry that wins football games, and we're getting to that point. We're getting some chemistry, and we're going to keep trying to develop it.
Well, Mark, you're like a mad scientist if that's what it takes is the chemistry because you've really brewed up a fine crew again here in the early stages of what is Central Valley football. Congratulations. It's a pleasure watching your ball club.
Hey, thanks, guys. Enjoyed having you do the game. Thanks.
All right.
Thank
Our
you.
pleasure. We'll probably see you again down the road sometime. Mark Lyons, the head coach at Central Valley. His team wins at 38-0. And they do it in spectacular fashion. Now, let's face it, this was an undermanned Montour club. They had some problems. Some of the starters weren't available here tonight for various reasons. And not to take anything away from Central Valley, it would have been interesting to see how Montour would have gone about its business had everybody been available.
Yeah, if you would have had the full complement offensively and starting with the quarterback. But, one thing hit me when you just said 38-0 is 38-0. You don't see that in this series. It's not been the longest series in the world, but last year was 27-26, I believe, in this game.
And it ended on the goal line in overtime when Robert Foster wasn't able to get a 2-point conversion.
Right. So these teams, they know each other well. They've been evenly matched for a while. Right now, coming into the game, I think we both thought that Central Valley just had more experience, more depth, and frankly, that's exactly what the coach told us this week. He felt very, very comfortable, maybe even more athletic this year than they were with Robert last year because they've got it more spread out and they're able to do things and the routine's a little bit more normal. And Lou on this sideline is clearly in the process of rebuilding and recasting the future for Montour and the Spartans.
I want to thank both coaches, both athletic departments, and more importantly, both communities and their schools for allowing us to bring you this game here tonight. Central Valley, the victor, 38-0 over the Montour Spartans here in this Parkway Conference clash. Dallas Cannon, Katie Lightholder down on the field, and our entire crew from Viewpoint Production. I'm Chris Shovlin. Thank you so much for joining us tonight. 38-0 Central Valley over Montour on Xfinity TV On Demand.